Good morning, students. So we are meeting once again after it's been 1 week now. So we discussed about last week we were talking about different parts of Indian Constitution, and I have also discussed about the different schedules, Schedule 1 to Schedule 12, and I hope all of you have learned those. Today we will concentrate upon different articles contained in different parts of Indian Constitution. I'll be a bit fast because your examination is knocking at the door, and it is not the first time that we are discussing about these things, and this is it's a revision work for those who attended last year, and number of you who have joined us new, those who are appearing for SSC graduate level or this RRB's examination. Most of you would be appearing for civil services and UPSC examination next year. So all of us will concentrate on screen and we will learn them one by one, and I wish all of you take the screen shot. Okay, I'll be a bit fast so that within the stipulated time let us finish as many articles we can. So dear students, let's start. Now, while discussing different parts of Indian Constitution, I happen to tell you the part 1 consists of the territorial composition of Indian Union, which consists of Article 1 to 4, part 1. Article 1 is name and territory of the Union. We say that India, that is Bharat, is a union of states like that. Article 2, admission and establishment of the new state. Article 3, formation of new states and alteration of areas, boundaries and name of existing states. Article 4 deals with Article 2 and Article 3 are not to be considered as amendments of the Constitution under Article 368. You remember Article 368. No worries, boys and girls, I will discuss these things at length. At least one class of 1 hour 30 minutes, 90 minutes will be consuming for discussing only Article 1 to 4, but that we will start after a fortnight. And those of you who have these video clippings of the last session, you can go through those. Okay, this Article 1 to 4, that is there in part 1. Now part 2 consists about citizenship, Article 5 to 11. What is Article 5? Citizenship at the commencement of the Constitution. Article 6, rights of citizenship of a certain person who has migrated to India from Pakistan. Article 7, rights of citizenship of certain migrants to Pakistan. Article 8, rights of citizenship of certain persons of Indian origin residing outside India. Article 9, persons voluntarily acquiring citizenship of a foreign state not to be citizens. And Article 10, continuance of rights of citizenship. And Article 11, Parliament to regulate the right to citizenship by law. So this is part 2 consisting of Article 5 to 11. Now we will study about part 3. This is very important. Part 3 consists of fundamental rights. But before we discuss fundamental rights, we have got fundamental rights contained in part 3, Article 12 to Article 35. What is Article 12? Is definition of state. Article 13, laws inconsistent with or in derogation of the fundamental rights. Now, important fundamental rights. Initially, the Constitution of India provided 7 basic fundamental rights. Now there are only 6. The right to property, U/A31, was removed from the list of fundamental rights by 44th Amendment Act 1978. The right to property, this right been abrogated by which Amendment Act? 44th Amendment Act 1978. It is just a legal right. U/A 300A was made and included in part 12 of the Constitution. Now directly we move to right to equality. Now look, right to equality consists of these articles. Article 14, Article 15, Article 16, Article 17, Article 18. राइट टू इक्वालिटी के अंदर क्या क्या आता है आर्टिकल 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. आर्टिकल 14 के अंदर क्या क्या आता है? इक्वालिटी बिफोर लॉ, आईনের চোখে আমরা সবাই সমান, ঠিক আছে, আইনের চোখে আমরা সবাই সমান বলছে, ইকুয়ালিটি বিফোর দ্য ল. আর্টিকেল 15, prohibition of discrimination on the grounds of religion, race, caste, sex or place of birth. Article 16, equality of opportunity in matters of public employment. ये आर्टिकल आप लोगों के लिए है. Those of you are graduate and you have attained the age of 21 years, you can all appear for civil service examination. ये आर्टिकलটা তোমাদের জন্য. Article 17, abolition of the untouchability. और आर्टिकल 18, abolition of titles. So right to equality कौन आर्टिकल थी कौन आर्टिकल? आर्टिकल 14 to आर्टिकल 18. Then you have got article 19. Article 19, which all articles are there in article 19? Article 19 to article 22. What is article 19? Guarantees to all citizens the 6 rights, and they are freedom of speech and expression, freedom to assemble peacefully without arms, freedom to form associations or unions, freedom to move freely throughout the territory of India, freedom to reside and settle in any part of the territory of India. F omitted. Freedom to practice any profession or to carry on any occupation, trade or business. Article 20, protection in respect of conviction for offenders. Article 21, protection of life and personal liberty. This is very, very important. Protection of life and personal liberty is contained in Article 21, and Article 22, protection against arrest and detention in certain cases. That's from Article 19 to 22. Then next article comes 23, 24. Right against exploitation comes under Articles 23 and 24. What is Article 23? Prohibition of traffic in human beings and forced labor. Article 24, prohibition of employment of children under the age of 14 in factories and mines. This comes under the child labor. Article 24 is all about child labor. Then right to freedom of religion. Right to freedom of religion comes under what? Article 25 to Article 28. So there are 4 articles related to freedom of religion. What are these? Look here. Article 25, freedom of conscience and free profession, practice and propagation of religion. Article 26, freedom to manage religious affairs. Article 27, freedom as to pay taxes for promotion of any particular religion. Article 28, freedom from attending religious instruction. Then we have got Article 29 and Article 32. Article 29, 30, 31 we have seen one article been abrogated, Article 31 been repealed. So what is Article 29? Protection of interest of minorities. Article 30, right of minorities to establish and administer educational institutions. Article 31 been repealed. Article 31A, saving of laws providing for the acquisition of estates, etc. Article 31B, validation of certain acts and regulations. Article 31C, saving of laws giving effect to certain directive principles. Article 31D, again removed, repealed. And right to constitutional remedies comes under Article 32. Now this article consists of Article 32, remedies for enforcement of fundamental rights. Article 32A been repealed. Article 33, power of Parliament to modify the rights conferred by this part in their application to forces, etc. Article 35, restriction on rights conferred by this part while martial law is in force in any area. Article 35, legislation to give effect to the provisions of this part. Okay. Now you see right to constitutional remedies, Article 32. we will be studying at length about what are the different segments about Article 32. We have got habeas corpus, we have got mandamus, we have got prohibition, we have got certiorari, and we also have quo warranto. We will study them at length when we discuss these things under Article 32 later on during the preparation of our main examination. Then we will study about Article 36 to 51, which consists of directive principles of state policy. Now, first one, Article 36 to 51, 36 is definition, 37 is application of DPSP. DPSP stands for Directive Principles of State Policy. Article 38 state to secure a social order for the promotion of welfare of the people. Article 39 certain principles of policy to be followed by the state. Article 39A equal justice and free legal aid. Article 40 organization of village panchayat. Often ये अक्सर पूछा जाता है कि कौन सा आर्टिकल भारतीय संविधान का जो पंचायत को डील करता है वो है आर्टिकल 40. Article 41 right to work, to education and to public assistance in certain cases. Article 42 provision for just and humane conditions of work and maternity relief. Article 43 living wages etc. for workers. Article 43A participation of workers in the management of industries. Uniform Civil Code, Article 44 important. Article 45 provision for free and compulsory education for children. This is very important, comes under Directive Principles of State Policy. Provision for free and compulsory education for children comes under Article 45. Article 46 promotion of educational economic interest of scheduled castes, SC, scheduled tribes, ST and OBC. Article 47 duty of the state to raise the level of nutrition and the standard of living and to improve public health. Article 48 organization of agriculture and animal husbandry. Article 49 protection of monuments and places and objects of natural importance. Article 50 separation of judiciary from the executive. Separation of judiciary from the executive is contained in Article 50. Article 51 promotion of international peace and security is Article 51. So this ends the directive principles of state policy from Article 36 to 51. Then we come to a very important topic is your Article 52 to 62. All of you try to get it. The Union Executive, Articles 52 to 78 and then 123. We will study them at length. Now, when we discuss about Part 5, I said it 1 week ago that Part 5 consists of the President, the Vice President, the Prime Minister, the Parliament and the Judiciary. We will study them. Article 52 to Article 62 consists about President. What is Article 52? That India should have a President is contained in Article 52 of Indian Constitution. The President of India. The executive power of the Union is vested on the President. Article 53. Election of President, Article 54. Manner of election of President, Article 55. Term of office of President is Article 56. Eligibility for re-elections, Article 57. Qualifications for election as President is 58. Conditions of President's office is Article 59. Oath or affirmation by the President is Article 60. And how the President of India can be removed through the process of impeachment is contained in Article 61. And time of holding election to fill vacancy in the office of the President and the term of office of the person elected to fill casual vacancy is contained in Part 5. So you remember, President, राष्ट्रपति के साथ जो कानून है वो कौन से आर्टिकल में है? 52 से 62 तक है हमारे संविधान में. अभी इसके बाद हम लोग देखेंगे वाइस प्रेसिडेंट. Vice President, Article 63, there should be a Vice President of India is contained in Article 63. Article 64, the Vice President to be ex officio Chairman of the Council of States, मतलब राज्य सभा. Article 65 कहता है the Vice President to act as President or to discharge his function during casual vacancies in the office or during the absence of President. अगर राष्ट्रपति कहीं वो जाते हैं, वो अपना रिजिग्नेशन देते हैं या अस्वस्थ हैं, तब उनका जो कार्य है वो सब उपराष्ट्रपति वो संभालते हैं. So the Vice President to act as President or discharge his functions during casual vacancies in the office or during the absence of President. Election of Vice President is contained in Article 66, term of office of Vice President 67, Article 67, Article 68 is time of holding election to fill vacancy in the office of Vice President and the term of office of person elected to fill casual vacancy. Article 69 is oath or affirmation by the Vice President. Article 70 discharge of President's functions in other contingencies. Article 70 matters relating to or connected with the election of a President or Vice President. Article 72 is power of President to grant pardons etc. and to suspend, remit or commute sentences in certain cases. So we studied from Article 52 to 62, but Article 72 relates to President about his granting pardon etc. 73 is the extent of executive power of the union. इसके बाद जो आर्टिकल हम लोग पढ़ेंगे that relates to our honorable Prime Minister. क्या है कि Council of Ministers to aid and advise President. Council of Ministers headed by the Prime Minister to aid and advise the President is contained in Article 74 of Indian Constitution. 75 other provisions as to ministers. 76 में है Attorney General for India. 77 में है Conduct of Business of the Government of India. 78 is duties of Prime Minister as respects the furnishing of information to the President. Article 74 there should be a Prime Minister. Article 78 tells us about the duties of the Prime Minister. Then Article 79 we have the Constitution of Parliament. Then Article 80 is composition of Council of States. Council of States means Rajya Sabha. Article 81 composition of the House of People. So composition of Rajya Sabha is contained in Article 80. Composition of Lok Sabha is contained in Article 81. 82 readjustment after each census. Article 23 duration of House of Parliament. 84 qualification for membership of Parliament. Article 85 sessions of Parliament, prorogation and dissolution. Article 86 right of President to address and send messages to houses. Article 87 special address by the President. Article 88 rights of ministers and Attorney General as respects houses. Article 89 the chairman and deputy chairman of the Council of States. Article 90 vacation and resignation of and removal from the office of the deputy chairman. Then Article 91 power of the deputy chairman or other person to perform the duties of the council of or to act as chairman. Article 92 the chairman or the deputy chairman not to preside while a resolution for his removal from office is under consideration. Article 93 the speaker and deputy speaker of the House of the People. Article 94 vacation and resignation of and removal from the offices of speaker and deputy speaker. Article 95 power of the deputy speaker or other person to perform the duties of the office of or to act as speaker. Article 96 the speaker or the deputy speaker not to preside while a resolution for his removal from office is under consideration. Article 97 salaries and allowances of the chairman and deputy chairman and the speaker and deputy speaker. Article 98 Secretariat of Parliament. Article 99 oath or affirmation by members. Article 100 voting in house power of houses to act notwithstanding vacancies and quorum. Article 101 vacation of seats. Article 102 disqualifications for membership as we discussed earlier. Amendment 52 Article 103 decision on questions as to disqualifications of members. Article 104 penalty for sitting and voting before making oath or affirmation under Article 99 or when not qualified or when disqualified. Article 105 powers, privileges etc. of the Houses of Parliament and of the members and committees thereof. Article 106 salaries and allowances of members. Article 107 provisions as to introduction and passing of bills. Article 108 joint sitting of both houses in certain cases. Article 109 special procedure in respect of money bills. And Article 110 is definition of money bills. What bills are money bills and what are non-money bills? The definition is contained in Article 110. Assent of bills 112 is annual financial statement, what we call budget. The word budget is not there in the Indian Constitution, but the word budget is being replaced by Article 112, which is called annual financial statement. Article 113, procedure in Parliament with respect to estimates. 114, appropriation bills. Article 115, supplementary, additional or excess grants. Article 116, votes on accounts, votes of credit and exceptional grants. Then Article 117, special provisions as to financial bills. Article 118, rules of procedure. Article 119, regulation by law of procedure in Parliament in relation to financial business. Article 120, language to be used in Parliament. 121, restriction on discussion in Parliament. 122, courts not to inquire into the proceedings of Parliament. Article 123, power of President to promulgate ordinances during recess of Parliament. So you all remember Article 123, power of the President to promulgate ordinances. This power is vested upon the President, Article 123. But the President himself cannot promulgate ordinances unless and until been recommended by the Honorable Prime Minister along with his cabinet ministers. Now, up to 124 we studied about President, the Vice President, the Parliament, and from Article 124 comes the judiciary. All of you, Article 124. Article 124, establishment and constitution of Supreme Court. Article 124A is National Judicial Appointments Commission. Article 124B is functions of commission. 124C is power of Parliament to make law. Power of Parliament to make law is contained in Article 124C. Salaries etc. of judges is Article 125. Appointment of acting Chief Justice Article 126. Appointment of ad hoc judges is Article 127. Then attendance of retired judges at sittings of the Supreme Court 128. Article 129, Supreme Court to be court of record. This is very, very important. Article 129 is considered as the Supreme Court to be court of record. Article 130, seat of Supreme Court. 131 is original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. Article 131A is exclusive jurisdiction of the Supreme Court in regard to questions as to constitutional validity of central laws. Article 132, appellate jurisdiction of Supreme Court in appeals from high courts in certain cases. 133, appellate jurisdiction of Supreme Court in appeals from high courts in regard to civil matters. Article 134, appellate jurisdiction of Supreme Court in regard to criminal matters. Article 134A is certificate for appeal to the Supreme Court. Article 135, jurisdiction and powers of the Federal Court under existing law to be exercisable by the Supreme Court. Article 136, special leave to appeal by the Supreme Court. Article 137, review of judgments or orders by the Supreme Court. Article 138, enlargement of the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. And then Article 139, conferment on the Supreme Court of powers to issue certain writs. 139A, transfer of certain cases. Article 140, ancillary powers of Supreme Court. Article 141, law declared by Supreme Court to be binding on all courts. This is very, very, very important. Law declared by Supreme Court to be binding on all courts. Article 142, enforcement of decrees and orders of Supreme Court and orders as to discovery, etc. Article 143, power of President to consult Supreme Court. Power of the President to consult Supreme Court is vested in Article 143. Civil and judicial authorities to act in aid of the Supreme Court is 144. 144 is special provision as to disposal of questions relating to constitutional validity of laws. Article 145 is rules of court, etc. Article 146, officers and servants and the expenses of the Supreme Court. Article 150, interpretation. Article 148 is Comptroller and Auditor General of India. 149 duties and powers of the Comptroller and Auditor General. 150 form of accounts of the Union and of the states. 151 is audit reports. Then after this we will study about the states. So boys and girls, you have read about the part 5 of the Indian Constitution, which is contained in part 5. I repeated once again, and it consists of article 52 to article 151. And thereafter, next class, we will be studying about the states. First of all, the Union, then the states, then the Union territories. Could you follow me? So you will revise right from the article 1, which says that India, that is Bharat, is a union of states, to article 151. Next session, next class, we move to part 6, which consists of the states. Thank you all of you for attending this class by School of Science. Thank you once again.